All right, we're going to take a look at the pitcher upgrade projections, predictions, guesses. Throw spaghetti against the wall, see what sticks is for August 28th, 26th. The roster update coming out August 26th. We're going to start with a little bit of a revisit. This is a few weeks ago, so now we've got a few more numbers, and now we really feel confident about this upgrade. I'm not going to lie. This one, I mean, he's got to get one. I don't think it's a game changer, so even if it doesn't come through, I don't think I'm costing you guys, like, investments or anything. But I said CJ Edwards, a.k.a. Carl Edwards Jr., so I imagine the CJ stands for Carl Jr., Carl's Jr. He's got to get an upgrade, though. The dude's still smashing it. He was on the July 29th list that we did, and he hasn't gotten an upgrade since just that point. 3.3 hits per nine, 4.4 walks, 15.6 strikeouts, and no homers. So that's insane. No hits, too many walks, tons of strikeouts, no homers. Nasty. So we're going to go big here, because a lot of times when they want to catch up on they'll do like a catch up on some of these guys, and you'll see huge upgrades. Like Matt Boyd ended up. Charlotte wants to be in the video. Matt Boyd ended up getting a huge upgrade for them to get caught up because he'd been pitching really well, and he came in as like a pretty bad comment. So this is a pretty bad comment at a 60. I think they're gonna make up for it here. So I'm going 20 points on the hits per nine. 15 points on the Ks. 15 points on the homers. And I'm going to make a small upgrade here. 4 points just to reflect, water bottle. Just to reflect the fact that being a reliever allows for easier control and should kind of mitigate how bad his walk rate will get. The thing of it is, as a minor leaguer, he walked a lot of people as a starter. This is why he's in the bullpen. This is often why guys move to the bullpen, is because they just can't command stuff long enough. Go look at Dellin Betances as a starter. I know some people, like, when they see these relievers dominate, they're like, why don't they just give them back to starting now? Because look at how good they are as a reliever. Relieving is just so much easier. Like, it's obviously still very difficult to succeed at, and I'm not saying they're not talented or anything like that. I'm just saying it's so much easier than starting that you can't even realize the difference sometimes. So I think that he'll be able to keep the walks a little bit more under control than he did as a starter. But I understand if they don't upgrade this. So that's why I only went 4 points. Small upgrade. But they also need to upgrade his velocity. First off, I think 92 was too low even as a starter, because I feel like he regularly kind of sat 93, 94. He's now sitting 95 as a reliever. I think they need to get this upgraded for sure. And then we got ourselves, a bronze reliever right now. Well, maybe. We'll see. He's at a 60. That can start maybe working his way up towards some usefulness. If he continues on this path, I'd say in another couple weeks, this could be up in the 80s. I mean, it depends what kind of changes they want to make. Like I said, sometimes they make that super giant upgrade. I think this will be a pretty sizable one, going from 60 to 70. So, yeah, it is a pretty big upgrade there. And we didn't get him into the bronze level. Again, I think he deserves it. And if they give him that 95, then I would use him as a last reliever type. 29 stamina. It's a couple extra pitches. Most guys are 25 or below. He hasn't had a whole lot of multi-inning outings, even though he is coming off of being a starter just last year. He's gone a couple innings a couple different times, but not too much. So I think 29 is fair. All right, this guy, when I say I ignored him for a while, I mean I did not give him an upgrade. I would look into him, and then I'd say, no, I can't do it. To that respect, I ignored him. I knew full well what he was doing, but it just wasn't crystallized enough. There just wasn't enough else going on other than the strikeouts to give Robbie Ray an upgrade. But now he's starting to get better. He was last upgraded on July 8th, and since then he's allowed 7.8 hits, 2.5 walks, 12.6 strikeouts, and 1.1 homers. So I went with 6 points on the hits, 5 points on the walks, another 7 points on the Ks, and I left the homers as is. 1.1 is obviously not that good. It could go down a little bit too, to be quite honest, but I'll leave it there. Guys, I still remain suspect on him because he gives up a lot of hard contact. That's what kind of left me reluctant to upgrade him originally. And the upgrade they gave him was not much. Strikeouts was the biggest thing, and then everything else was, I don't even think they upgraded everything else, to be quite honest. So this is what I'm going to go with here. I think those strikeouts and walk improvements that he's made deserve an upgrade, so he's going to get it, but just be careful with him. He's a silver now, and that's all right. There's plenty of silvers that are not, top-level pitchers because they have one carrying skill, and that's basically what he has. He has a good strikeout rate. There's other guys who are kind of like 70s all the way across, 70s and 60s, and so they're kind of more bland silvers. Honestly, between that option and this one, I prefer this one, someone with a dominant skill, but I still can't ever envision myself using Robbie Ray. Sorry, Robbie. All right, next up, a long time ago, we tried to give Jason Grilli an upgrade, and maybe it was just too soon. He deserves it still, though. Remember, he came into the season as a silver, just a quiet, sneaky silver with Atlanta. He got torched with them. They got a downgrade. He absolutely deserved it. That was back on May 27th. Since then, 4.2 hits, 3.4 walks, 12.9 strikeouts, 0.8 home runs. Not bad. Not bad work at all. So we're going to start with the hit rate. We're going to give him the 11 that he lost last time when he got his downgrade. He deserves that. On the walk rate, we're only going to give him back half of what he lost because his walk rate is really up from last year. However, it's been a tale of like two different guys. With Atlanta, he was walking over 4 per 9. With Toronto, he's only walking 2.8. And that's actually better than his 2014-2015 numbers. So I do think he deserves an upgrade there for sure. He actually got a strikeout upgrade during the May 27th downgrade. So his excellence in strikeouts is already shown there with an 86. So I didn't upgrade him there. And then the home runs I just left alone. He's back to a silver, I'm sure. Where'd you go, grilled cheese? There you are. 79. 3-point upgrade. All right, this guy's been a lifesaver for his team because they don't have a ton of pitching, and Wei Yin Chen's been brutal. So David Phelps got thrust into the role, and he's been handling it. He got an upgrade on May 6th. Since then, 7.3 hits, 3.4 walks, 11.6 strikeouts, and 0.9 homers. As a starter, specifically, because a lot of that was in relief, he only has 4 starts, I think. So it's like 20-something innings. 6.2 hits, 3.1 walks, 11.6 strikeouts, 0.9 homers. So the strikeouts are killing it. We're going to go up to 80. And then the hits, he's really stifling hits, especially as a starter, which is really impressive. So you can get upgrades on both of those. Walks and homers are staying the same. And now David Phelps is a better silver, 78 to 80. It'd be kind of cool if, with some of these swingman types, you could choose which side you want to use them on, relief or starter. I know they changed the stamina when when they go into the rotation. I wonder if there's a way where if you selected them as reliever, they'd lose, they'd have a coding and then it says automatically minus 20 when you take one of these swingman types, like Chris Medlin. Trying to think of other ones who were like that. Luis Severino was was in the bullpen, then back to starter. Now back in, he's staying as starter. Raisel Iglesias, if you wanted to start him, you could, but if you relieve him, he loses some of the stamina. I don't know, just an idea. If you've been watching these videos for a while or coming in the stream for a while, I was super high on this guy early in the year, begging for him to get an upgrade. They gave it to him. They got Hector Neris to a silver. Then he fell in a little bit of hard times. He had a little bit of a lull there, like most relievers do. There's always even in the good seasons, there's always one period of time where they just give up a bunch of runs. I don't know, dead arm phase or something. Who knows? Sometimes it's injury and it lingers. Other times it's just that blip, and you're like, dang, if you take out those 5 bad days that you had in a 12 outing span, your ERA would be 1. Instead, it's 2. He was upgraded on May 27th, so quite a while ago. Since then, 8 hits per nine, 2.7 walks, 11.4 Ks, 1.0 homers. But in his last 30 innings, he's really turned it up again. 6.3 hits, zero point 0.9 walks, not walking anybody, 12.0 strikeouts, and zero point 0.6 homers with a 1.20 ERA. I just threw in the ERA to show how much he's dominating, along with those skills, not because ERA plays a role here. So we're going to go 5 on the hits, 3 more on the strikeouts, 3 on the homers. Was that 3? No, that's 3. And then 3 on the walk rate. He's 17th in strikeouts per 9 among relievers and 26th in batting average against. So his home run rate is actually just better than average, so that's why I moved him just above 50. So he goes from 78 to, where'd you go? 81. He's got a nasty splitter. I wonder if they've edited it at all this year. They had to have, because that's nasty now. Yeah, they had to have edited that, because that was back when I did an upgrade for him. That was back when I would like literally upgrade everyone's pitches and everything. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do all that. They're like, no, we can't do that every week. We have lives, kid. What are you doing? Geez, sorry. All right, next up is, one day I'll master that little wheel. Ian Kennedy's been pitching pretty well. See, this is one of those silvers I was talking about. Nothing particularly great. His stamina, sweet, dude. Sweet carrying tool. But the last 2 months, he's been really pitching well. 6.9 hits per 9, 2.4 walks, 9.7 strikeouts, and 1.4 homers. He's just always going to give up homers. That's all there is to it. I'm going to really bump up the hits per 9 rate. This is his best rate since 2011. I'm going to dig him out here a little bit on the homers, because he's still just giving up so many damn homers. He just loves to give up homers. It's really that simple. And then 3 on both the hits, or both the strikeouts and the walks. So Ian Kennedy's now an 81. Still pretty bland, but at least his biggest flaw doesn't really affect anything, right? You know, because he's got the homer per 9 doesn't matter. What if it was 80 for no reason? He'd be an 86. Just wanted to see, guys. Shut up. I can hear all of you talking. Saying, why are you doing that? That's stupid. No, it's not. It's cool. All right, staying in this division. Last week, we gave Corey Kluber an upgrade. I still believe that he has a strong case for Diamond. He's a monster. He should be up there. Carlos Carrasco can get there by season's end if he continues to pitch the way he's been pitching. But for now, he needs to just be a supercharged gold. He was upgraded on July 8th, finally. We were waiting on that one. And since then, 7.8 hits, 2.0 walks, 9.3 strikeouts, 1.3 homers. Since 2014, which is the period of time that they kind of look at for all of these numbers. 6th in strikeouts, 7th in batting average against, 21st in walks, and 27th in homers. So top 30 in everything, top 25 in 3 of them, top 10 in 2 of the per 9s that we kind of look at. And it's not hit per 9, but Fangraphs does average, not hits per 9. It's a pretty good proxy, so I feel comfortable using that. So I'm going to go 6 points there. I'm going 10 points on the homers. 6 points on the walks. And 3 points. Or 3 points on the walks, 6 points on the strikeouts. That's a pretty good upgrade right there. And it gets him up to 90, and now he is also knocking on the door of Diamond, which is fine. He should be. And like I said, if he keeps pitching the way he is, the way he has been, he should be Diamond by the end of the year. He's awesome. Remember how badly the season started for Dallas Keuchel? Poor Dallas Keuchel. But don't fret. Dallas Keuchel's back on track. He got downgraded May 27th, deservedly. Most of them are. They all are, really, because they usually wait a while, especially for established guys, to say, you really have to have a downturn for a significant period, and that, then we're going to downgrade you. So he was downgraded then on May 27th. Since then, 7.9 hits, 1.9 walks, 8.0 strikeouts, 1.2 homers. So there's still a little bit more of the rocky period at the beginning of that sample. Since July 1st, he's at 6.8 hits, 2.2 walks, 7.8 strikeouts, 0.8 homers. So what he's really done is cut the homers, and he's allowing fewer hits over these last couple months. Looking a lot better. So we're giving him 6 points here and 5 points on the walks. These are not like I'm going to get him in my lineup upgrades, but he's pitching much better lately, so we had to reflect that. And now he's up to an 89. Stop me if you've heard this one before. What's more annoying, my campaign to get Altuve at 99, or my campaign to get Zach Britton to Diamond? They're both worthy causes. He was upgraded finally on August 5th. Thank you, appreciate that. We were asking for that for a while, but he needs another one. He teased us with that 92, and they did it on purpose. No, I'm just kidding. But since his upgrade, 5.2 hits, 5.2 walks, that's uncharacteristic, 15.6 strikeouts, and no homers. I'm not sweating the walks. I think there's a 3-walk game in that sample, and we're talking since August 5th for a reliever, which is a nothing period of time. And so it's difficult to go too crazy on that. That's why I kind of investigated. I was like, wait, 5.6 walks? Most of them came in one game. Still getting tons of swings and misses. Still extremely difficult to square up. Still doesn't give up homers. So if you kind of look at it since the start of last year when he really emerged, he was pretty good in 2014, but then the skills really took off last year. So I'm looking at since the start of last year, he's 2nd in homers, 8th in hits, 12th in strikeouts, 18th in walks. He's a stud. Like, what? Here's the thing, though. When I really look at it, there aren't a lot of upgrades to be had. I do believe he should be Diamond, and I think this will get it done when we put him up to a 95 there, because he only needs 1 point. It's not like he deserves sweeping changes, though. 12th in strikeouts, that's 88's pretty good for that. 18th in walks, 78's pretty good for that. His walks are never really a control issue. Notice he has an 85 on his best pitch because it's nasty. It's not so much that he can't control it, it's that he purposely puts it out of the zone. He wants that nasty movement to be, swung over the top of or just flailed at. So sometimes guys will go up there with a completely take mentality and they'll draw walks. Now, I couldn't give him an upgrade in homers per 9 because that would put him ahead of Wade Davis. And they really, Wade Davis has to hold his spot as the top home run reliever. And I understand that it's not important for this game, for online play. But it's still obviously a rating that, affects the market and all that sort of stuff. And in simulation, it matters too. And nobody prevents homers like Wade Davis. I can't. As good as Zach Britton's been, the home run rates for Wade Davis the last 3 years are 0. Yes, he went the entire year without allowing one. 0.4, he allowed 3 last year, and 0. Now, he's probably not going to pitch the rest of this year. I think that's official, right? Or even if it's not, I don't think he is. But nobody stifles homers the way that he does. So I had to leave it there. And like I said, the strikeouts and walks are good. So I'm going to go 4 points on the hits. And I think it'll get us there. 93, he deserves to be a Diamond. Hashtag Britton for Diamond. Hashtag Altuve for 99. So that's it for the pitchers this week. Let's review. We got Carl Edwards, a.k.a. CJ Edwards. That's going 60 to 70. Robbie Ray, 76 to 79. Jason Grilli also going 76 to 79. David Phelps, 78 to 80. Hector Neris, 78 to 81. Ian Kennedy, 79 to 81. Carlos Carrasco 86 to 90, Dallas Keuchel 87 to 89, and then Zach Britton 92 to 93. Hashtag Britton for Diamond. And those are the upgrade projections for this week. See you in 2 days.